Hi, I'm Abhigyan Arav, a class 12 student from Central Hindu Boys School, and ever since I've stepped in Uttar Pradesh, I've realized faith isn't just spiritual here, it's a serious business worth billions. I used to think spiritual tourism was just about temples and prayers, but my experience here has proved me wrong. I once met a boatman who told me he earns more in those 2 days of Dev Deepavali than in months combined. And that's when it hit me. There's a massive hidden economic engine hidden behind every ritual, every prayer, and every tourist itinerary. With over 300 million tourists per year, Uttar Pradesh has turned faith into fuel, powering hotels, local markets, small artisans, guides, and thousands of small livelihoods. This isn't about salvation, it's about an economic revolution that is changing the largest populated state in India.
Tourism patterns in Uttar Pradesh were once local and regional. Fewer overnight stays, narrow roads, and no event management. Tourism numbers remained modest and the experience remained highly unorganized. Hi, I'm Vansh Gupta, another class 12 student from Central Hindu Boys School, and from what I have heard is that in 2001 Uttar Pradesh hosted barely 0.8 million people, which is less than what a single festival draws today. By 2013 Mahakumbh, the number exploded to 120 million, hinting at a massive transformation taking place. Fast forward to 2025, the Mahakumbh welcomed a staggering number of 660 million devotees from every corner of India and across the world. That's nearly half the population of India, and everyone converging on one state for its faith, culture, and experiences.
Today, Uttar Pradesh's transformation is no joke. Standing inside the Kashi Vishwanath corridor, I have realized how in just 3.5 years, it has given 1.25 lakh crore in its economy. From spiritual corridors to expressways, smart ghats to digital darshan, faith here meets futuristic planning. Uttar Pradesh welcomes millions of tourists every year who spend in millions or maybe even billions. Mathura Vrindavan saw 8 crore tourists who spent 50,000 crores, and Kashi saw 22,000 crores in local expenditure. And this isn't just one income stream, it's many. Hindu pilgrimage circuits, Buddhist and Jain trails, Sufi heritage sites, and the Grand Mahakumbh, all converging in one powerful land, boosting its economy and its culture.
I asked a chai wala in Ayodhya that what has changed. He laughed and said कि भैया पहले तो केवल 50 कप बनते थे, अब तो 500 बन जाते हैं और मेरा बेटा भी कॉलेज जाने लगा है. A weaver in Varanasi told me that अब हमारा माल केवल बनारस तक ही सीमित नहीं है, वो पूरी दुनिया में घूमता है. And this economic wave has not just given us something priceless, it has given us dignity and opportunity. So, how did this transformation happen? It isn't just an accidental growth. Instead, it's a carefully engineered master plan called the Developed UP 2047. It includes connectivity like newer international airports, the new Varanasi ropeway, and the proposed project for bullet trains in Varanasi. And it is not just including tourists, it's including the rewriting of map for many. A 4,200 crore on Buddhist circuit, the Kashi Vishwanath corridor act as a stunning UX upgrade, and the government schemes work as an operating system for the spiritual tourism 2.0. With Lucknow now being the UNESCO Creative City of Gastronomy, UP solidifies its place as the India's spiritual melting pot. The government is not just building the infrastructure, it is building the future itself.
Speaking of the future, the youngsters are reshaping the economy. Earlier, it was seen that only the older aged or middle aged people were seen doing spiritual tourism, but nowadays the image is completely opposite. So to answer this question that how did this transformation even happen, we went out there and we asked.
तो जैसा कि आप जानते हैं पहले के मुकाबले आजकल जो टूरिज्म हो रहा है उसमें यंगस्टर्स का जो रेशियो है वो पहले के मुकाबले बढ़ता जा रहा है. क्या रीजन हो सकता है इसके लिए?
एक रीजन यही है कि यंगस्टर भी आजकल घूमना चाह रहे हैं. पहले लोग क्या है कि ओल्ड एज लोग ज़्यादा घूमने जाते थे क्योंकि उनके पास फुर्सत होता था. तो अभी यंगस्टर भी चाहते हैं कि हम भी थोड़ा उनको समझें, देखें कि आखिरकार ओल्ड एज में जाने से अच्छा है कि हम यंग एज में ही चले जाएं ताकि हमें और भी अच्छी सारी जानकारियाँ हो. जैसे बुढ़ापे में पता नहीं पैर काम करेगा, हाथ पैर काम करेगा नहीं करेगा.
आई थिंक सोशल मीडिया इन्फ्लुएंस है. रील्स और लोग फोटोज डालते हैं तो लोगों से इंटरेक्ट होते हैं और फिर एक दूसरे को देखते हैं चेन रिएक्शन की तरह।
और इंडिया एक ऐसा कंट्री है जहाँ पे लोग स्पिरिचुअल जो ओल्डर भी है वो भी प्रमोट करते हैं कि हाँ भाई तुम चले जाओ किसी टूर पे, अगर वैष्णो माता चले जाओ, वाराणसी जा रहे हो चले जाओ। वो तुम उसकी जगह का तो मुंबई जा रहे हैं, गोवा जा रहे हैं, तो कहेंगे नहीं 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 तुम चले जाओ।
इसका आपको क्या लगता है कि इकोनॉमी पे क्या इम्पैक्ट पड़ेगा हमारे यहाँ की?
मुझे लगता है ये तो बहुत अच्छा इम्पैक्ट है, जितने ज्यादा लोग जाएंगे उतना अच्छा रहेगा इकोनॉमी के
जी।
लिए और फ्लो ऑफ मनी रहेगा।
अभी तो हम लोग यहाँ देव दीपावली है 2 दिनों के बाद, देव दीपावली हो गई। इससे पहले हमने वो किया था इलाहाबाद में, महाकुंभ था। कितना हमने इन्वेस्ट किया और कितने हमें रिटर्न में मिले। टूरिज्म से ही लोग को ज्यादा इनकम होता है।
वहाँ
आप
से-
मथुरा, वृंदावन सारे जगहों पे देखिए यही हो रहा है। अयोध्या क्या था, अगर वो मंदिर नहीं बनता क्या टूरिज्म बढ़ता, उनकी इकोनॉमी बढ़ पाती? नहीं बढ़ पाती। तो इम्पैक्ट करता है और ये बहुत जरूरी है।
Well, the answers seem explanatory. Social media, parents' permission, and बाकियों को देख के आगे बढ़ना. All these things are somewhat interlinked to each other, and they are helping the youth discover spiritualism through tour. Now let's trace a tourist 100 rupees. The first 25 to 30 goes to accommodation, from luxury hotels to friendly homestays. It's up to you. And the next 20 to 25 rupees goes to food. That is restaurants and street food. The next 10 to 15 goes to transportation, from autos, buses, rickshaws, it's your call. And the next 10 to 12 goes to souvenirs or handicraft, in which Uttar Pradesh has a mastery in it. In macroeconomics, we study a term that is investment and income multiplier. That is where the real magic happens. You invest 1 rupee in an economy, it becomes something else, a bigger number. In Uttar Pradesh, that 1 rupee you spend becomes 1.8 to 2.2 rupee in the wider economy. That is how that 100 rupee of a tourist becomes 180 to 220 in the broader economy.
So, what's the next step? The potential is massive. Converting day trippers into overnight stays can increase the per capita expenditure of the individuals to double. The digital integration from online bookings to virtual darshans opens a global market. Sustainable tourism ensures the protection of both the pilgrimage and the planet, and development programs like Developed UP 2047. And we are just scratching the surface of what's just possible.
As I stood watching the Ganga Aarti last day, surrounded by thousands of devotees, it hit me. The real magic isn't in the spiritualism alone.
It's in the rickshaw puller getting her daughter educated.
It's in the local artisan finding global customers.
And it's in the graduate getting a job in an hotel.
The entire ecosystem is thriving.
UP's economy proves that faith and progress are not opposites. They are partners in the most unexpected, beautiful business model ever.
This isn't just spiritual tourism, it's an economic transformation powered by devotion. And honestly, the best is yet to come.